I'm very glad to have you here.
Oh, no. Come on. Thank you so much.
No, really, I'm very excited to talk to you. And like, since we met, I've been really following like what's been up with you with Bloodhunter. And when I heard that like you became the new vocalist of Nervosa, I said, yes. I mean, I'm very happy for you. And can you tell me like how do you feel about like your new role? I know that you gave a lot of interviews, so I'll be short on this, but just how are you there in Nervosa?
Well, it's been kind of weird in this crazy situation with pandemic and so on, but it's been great because even in a moment that people are thinking in another kind of stuff completely different about music and that they sent a lot of messages, and I was not expecting such an amazing acceptance from everybody because I know it was a hard place to work with, because Fernanda, it's an amazing singer, an amazing vocalist and front woman, and she's very loved by everybody. I mean, even for me, it's a main reference in the extreme metal scene, and it was a big challenge for me to face that moment of, okay, I'm the new vocalist of Nervosa. Sorry. I'm very happy I can hide that, but it was kind of difficult for me in that sense.
Well, I can totally understand because whenever the lineup changes, I mean the front man, the front woman is the hardest part because like a lot of people they recognize only like the front woman. What I wanted to say, like my YouTube channel and these Bandsment talks are mostly about backstage stuff. And what I'm interested in, how do you manage to be in two bands? Because you're also the vocalist of Bloodhunter. And I mean, I can hardly imagine that because like I have a lot to do with one band. So how can you tell me what is the difference between the two bands? Maybe what functions do you do in Bloodhunter and in Nervosa? Like,
well, they are completely different projects because Bloodhunter is extreme metal band, more focused on death metal, melodic death metal, kind of. And we are very deeply rooted in the underground scene, so we have never been on tour except for Spain and Portugal. So we played amazing festivals here in Spain and in Portugal as well, but never been on tour in Europe or America. So we don't play so frequently as Nervosa usually do, because Nervosa goes on tour like 3 months and they take a break for 2 weeks and then they go on tour again. So I think it's gonna be difficult in a way because I have my own job, and I know that probably if this COVID situation changes someday, hopefully, probably I'll have to quit, and then Nervosa and Bloodhunter will be my two main works jobs for that time. So I don't know. I think that we can manage that situations because, as I told before, Bloodhunter doesn't play so frequently. So maybe we can have a day off and then I can travel and play with Bloodhunter, and I think it can work. And anyway, I've been working in many different things at the same time because Bloodhunter has not so much work in that sense. So I've been doing collabs with other artists here in Spain, and I had another project. It was alternative, close to metalcore or something like that, I think. It was like 2 singers, me and another girl, and last summer was like Friday, I had to play with Outreach. That was the name of this project. Saturday, I had to go with Bloodhunter. Sunday, I had to go with Mago de Ol, or I don't know, another different band. So it was like a training for me in that way. But obviously,
But
Nervosa is gonna be huge. So
yes,
ready
yes.
for that.
I see, but what I'm also interested in, for example, when it comes to Bloodhunter, apart from being a vocalist, do you do something like maybe manage social media, or maybe like doing interviews, or I don't know, sending merch? Like, do you do something like that, or is it being handled by other band members? And what about Nervosa? I know that Nervosa is big. So you have management, you have everything, but still, like, maybe how do you write songs? I know that you've been writing the new album. So how does it work in these two bands, which are different? Like, can you tell me?
Yes, well, in Bloodhunter, I just write the lyrics and the vocal lines. So for me, it's easy to help with another stuff like sending merch and doing interviews. With the previous album, The End of Faith, I did almost all the interviews, and I always help with sending merch. I mean, we have like a mail account, and we register all the shipments, and I prepare that, and I send the pics, and I mean, it's something that I like to do, because I think that if I can't do other stuff like writing an amazing solo, because I don't play guitar, I have to do something to help in other way. And with Nervosa, Prika told us since the beginning that she liked to have like a kind of family, and she was interested in people that could help with anything that would be needed. And obviously we can answer any interview. I mean, we have a management and we have a big record label, but if somebody just write me a message asking for an interview, it's okay for them. So I've been doing interviews since May. I think that was the announcement, and it has been crazy. So we all have been doing a lot of interviews, especially Prika, because she's a fan member. So yes, I try my best. In Nervosa, it's my very first time helping with anything, so I think it's going to be interesting. And in the way of writing songs, Prika told us that she liked to work together, so we've been working together in the studio. We have been talking and working through Google Drive and using other stuff just to get in touch and doing things with internet, because we couldn't travel so much with this situation. So it's been kind of difficult and different if there was another normal life.
Yeah, I can totally understand. And actually, one of the questions here on YouTube channel was, how does an international band work? I mean, as far as I remember, you guys are all in Nervosa from different countries.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes back to normal, are you going to rehearse together, or maybe you haven't thought about it? Like, how does it work?
Well, we just don't know, because Prika is thinking about moving to Europe because she was living in Brazil. And Eleni, our drummer, lives in Greece. Mia, our bassist, lives in Italy. I live in Spain. So we have a rehearsal yet. And we traveled to Milano because the first time we met in Spain to record this new album.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of unfair if the girls were traveling all the time and I was just having fun in my country, you know. So we chose Italy because Mia lives there, and we book a place and have our very first rehearsal just to feel how this is going to be all together, because we've never been together except for the recording. So it's been crazy.
Mhm.
Right, because it's like we've been talking for months and we have many meetings, but being all together, living in the same space, it's kind of different than talking daily or every week. So yeah.
Yeah, that is for sure. Do you have like what about the language? You know, when you have the band from your own country, it feels a bit different. And I'm just interested in like, does it influence like your conversations, maybe writing lyrics or something like that?
Yeah, that's crazy because I was born in a place in the northwest of Spain where we talk a language called Galician that it's very similar to Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to speak in Portuguese with Prika, but when we are all together, we have to speak in English. So sometimes we speak in English, other times we speak in Portuguese. This last time we've been trying to learn some Italian just because of Mia. Eleni is trying to speak some Spanish. So every time that I go back home, it's like, hi, hello. I don't know. It's like, tudo bem? I don't know what kind of language should I be speaking, but it's very cool because I learn a lot of different things from all that cultures. In the end, we are not so different, and it's so beautiful to see how when you live like 1,000 or kilometers far away from the others, and still you have things in common. That's very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that is actually what I always feel on tour because we've been touring with people from different countries, but in the end, like you really feel like a family, especially if it's like the second week of touring and you're all together. And sometimes you start understanding other languages just because like you're doing the same stuff every day and you're like, he's saying this now, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I discovered your band in the Cobra and the Lotus, Butcher Babies tour when you played in Madrid, and for me it was like, wow, how can they handle these situations of being all together? Because I mean everybody tries to speak in English, but it's very different to be in a place like the USA, or Ukraine or Spain. I think it's very, very different, but in a way, I don't know, we have something, that kind of connection because of music that makes everything just perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let me see other questions. So I also like I checked out some interviews of yours, and you also mentioned that you have another job, like a day job. Can you tell like what you're doing?
Yes, I work as a psychiatric nurse. I've been working as a nurse from the last 10 years almost. And well, with this COVID situation, I've been very lucky because I'm not working in a hospital. I'm working in a kind of outpatient center. So for me, it's been easier, and it's been great because I didn't have to stay at home, and I could have my job. I know that there was a lot of people. I work in a neighborhood where people suffered a lot, talking about money, and it's very amazing when you wake up every morning and you say, okay, everything is fucked up, but I'm going to try to help anybody that comes to that door, and let's see what happens. The day's a new day, and you have to understand that there are people that just need to talk to somebody, and if you are just okay, they will thank you forever because they are in a very, very bad situation, and just saying, hi, how are you? It's like, wow, everybody is thinking about how I am, even when everybody feels so bad. And I don't know, it's been hard times, but I think for me, I feel very lucky to have this job and to have this life. But I can't deny that I'm always dreaming about having music as my only choice. And well, who knows if this can happen someday when COVID doesn't exist anymore. So let's see. I don't know.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I also saw that you are offering vocal lessons, extreme vocal lessons. So that's another direction that you're doing. And I have a couple of questions on this matter. So the first one, how did you learn to do extreme vocals? Was it like, did you do it on your own or not? And when did you start doing this?
I think I've started to try to learn like in 2010, 11, more or less. And it was very, it was horrible at all because I just tried to find a teacher that could help me to grow or something similar to that. But in a place like my hometown, there was nobody teaching extreme metal singing. So I just found a teacher. I tried to learn some melodic singing, but I just, you come to somebody and you just ask for this particular thing, and she tried to make me sing Aretha Franklin. That is amazing, but I was not looking for that. So for me, it was very frustrated. I was very, very frustrated, and I quit. And at that time, I moved to the place that I live now, to Madrid, and I found like an academy that they promised me that they could teach me to roll or try to scream, but nothing happened. I remember myself going like 1 hour per week for 5-6 months, and it was like, okay, I quit again because this is not what I was looking for. And with time, I realized that, okay, I need some basics that I should know for singing in general, not only for extreme metal. So I just found another teacher, and I didn't quit. So in my last years, I decided to resist and sing whatever, or try it, because I'm not very good at melodic singing. And all this time, I've been just trying to study every single live show that I attend, trying to talk to other vocalists, watching a lot of tutorials in YouTube. I watched the Sound of Screaming DVD of Melissa.
Of course.
I think, yes, I think I've been watching any kind of video in relation to growling, screaming, fry screaming, whatever, because yes, I realized that I don't have idea of what I'm doing, but I just discovered a couple of things that were a very big problem for me in the beginning, because obviously I didn't know what I remember myself talking with a vocal teacher that told me that he never listened to extreme metal before, but he could appreciate like a lot of air in my singing, and that could be the problem that would be making me feel kind of weird every time that I tried to sing. And I just spent like 2 years trying to focus on practice and eliminate all that air that it just came from my mouth with no control. And okay, I realized that this is the time that I have to learn how to breathe and use my diaphragm correctly, because in the beginning I just could sing like 3 words and that's all. There was no more air for me. So that was my struggle.
What is your favorite extreme metal technique? I mean, growl, scream, big squeal, fry. Which one do you like most?
Well, I think I feel more comfortable with growling, because that was what I learned in the beginning. I mean, when I was trying to find the right position and so on. I think I was more close to the fry screaming, but I was very bad at that. And when I found growling, it was like that. That was the sound that I was searching for, and it was like, thank you, finally. But I remember myself like 1 month before entering the studio for recording our first demo with Bloodhunter. And I have been practicing a lot, but just the previous month, I found this position for growling, and that changed my mind at all, because I was supposed to sing all the songs with kind of fry screaming, and when I found this sound, it was like, no, okay, I'm gonna do growls, even if I have to take it better. And I think it's been kind of a limitation, because growling sounds, I don't know, like very in the same way, you know, it's not very, has not many variations. There's not a lot of notes out there. So sometimes it's like, I've been doing some collabs, and the other artist asked me, but you could do something with more melody. I'm trying without any note. It's kind of just, you can approach some rhythms, but not notes. And that has been like a kind of worry that I've been battling all these years. But anyway, I choose growl.
Yeah, me too, actually. And I can say that on the last album that we did, I actually tried growling on notes and making it more melodic, but like fry scream is still not my thing. And I also tried to do something about it with my vocal teacher, but he said, okay, you have already an established growling technique, so maybe you should like right now you should focus more on making it more stable, more long lasting, again with all the air. Because I remember like when I started, I couldn't handle like, you know, a verse, because I was like, I can roll a line and then like yeah.
When you're
So
moving on stage, everything is like,
yes,
like,
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm not a vocal teacher, but whenever people ask me like, what should you do, I like breath support. The first thing, you just have to breathe a lot, and that's it.
Yeah,
I also know.
I try to do some exercises too, to not going to the gym because I hate it, but just trying to exercise myself at home, because I understood that having a good resistance, it's very important for me, because on stage I always try to move, just not to be like a stone in the middle of the stage, you know. And I need a lot of training to handle the long rows while you're working, just to make it more, as you say, more stable. Because sometimes when you're walking or when you want to jump, it's like, and that's not very good at all.
Yeah, that is true. I also know that you were on the TV show The Voice, and that you growled there. And what I wanted to ask is, how do you think, is there a place for extreme vocals on the television, like, and on all these voice shows? Because I mean, it's quite a complicated technique to do, and I think that it really, like, people should pay attention to it. And what do you think? Like, are people prepared for that on the big screen?
Okay. In my opinion, I mean, I love all that kind of talent shows, and I've always liked to have that kind of TV shows on television, because and I don't know, all that the MTV shows or the watching video clips, that nowadays in Spain we don't have something like that. So I really miss that kind of content on TV. And I thought that probably if we don't have more metal music on this kind of programs, it's because we just don't want to go, because we think that we are like a very special scene that as we are completely different, there's no space for us there. And that's not true, because when I've been there, almost every single person that was working on the TV show behind the cameras, they knew the name of the band that I was wearing the t-shirt that day, or I don't know, they asking me if I like Cannibal Corpse, or they were metal fans as well. So it's been kind of amazing to work with that people, because you just think that everybody is like, in Spain everybody loves flamenco and pop, and that's okay, but even to be working on television doesn't mean that you only love that kind of music styles, and I learned that was my lesson, and they treat me really, really good. And I learned a lot from my other partners in the TV show, because they were all very, very like 18 years old or 19 years old. And for me, it was like, come on, they can play piano, guitar. They've been singing for 12 years. And I'm here just with 5 years of experience or so. I can play any instrument, because I've tried, but I'm terrible with all of them. And it's like, you think that metal, it's right, it's an amazing style. We have amazing musicians, but there are a lot of amazing musicians out there in other music styles. And I think that we should think about it. And why not? Let's break some walls and try different things, because if you don't go to a TV show, you'll never know if they want to see what you're doing or what's your talent, and that was my lesson for that time. And I mean, there was a lot of people in the metal scene here in Spain that asked me about my experience, because they was like kind of unsure. They were trying to do the castings and so on, but they wouldn't finally accept the challenge. So they always ask me, what do you think? I should go. That would be good for my career. And I said, I don't know. Just do it if you want, because it's a cool experience. And if you want to live it and enjoy it, it's okay. But don't think about becoming famous or something like that, because that's not a program for that. Obviously, if you're going with your growlings for the very first time, as it was in my case, I knew that I probably wouldn't win the contest, but it was okay, because I was trying to mix growling with clean singing, because they asked me to do that, just not to appear with all the growls alone, and I accepted, even that I know that I was terrible with clean melodics. And well, it's been great, and I think we all should try different things just to change our minds. And I don't know, it's okay if you try other stuff out of metal.
Yeah, I agree as well. And I'm really wondering if we ever have, the extreme version of The Voice or something like that. It would be so cool. I mean,
yeah,
that would be really cool, because
we should have something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I saw Nergal in the Polish edition, for me it was like, yes, I wish somebody was there just to do some rolling or something like that. They're not, but anyway, having a person like Nergal in the jury, it's a very good reason to believe that we have space enough for everybody. We can be in the same consideration that other styles, and why not? Or even Christina Scabia, or I don't know. That makes me think that there's hope for the metal close to other styles in this mainstream world.
I think that like people like Christina and Nergal, what is great about them is that they are not afraid to go out of the underground, because a lot of, especially a lot of extreme metal bands, they are, they think that the more underground they are, the more true they are,
Yeah.
and all the things, and they don't want to do anything with business or commerce or something like that, which is, for me, it has been always so strange, because like in my mind, I think that having sponsorships or endorsements or participating like in front of a bigger crowd, in the end it will bring you more opportunities to even to make your show at a higher production, so you see, if you want to have your show look great, you still need to have a team, you have to pay to the people who are doing your lights and your sound, you want to have stage props, you want to have a bigger stage and all the things, and you just have to earn this money from somewhere. And I mean, if it doesn't influence your art, why refuse to do it, so and Nergal, like for me, Nergal is a great musician and a great businessman in the music industry, because he knows how to combine it perfectly, and it's really cool. And I was very inspired to, he has a book about him, like with the interviews, and I love this book a lot, and it's like my Bible of being like in the music industry.
It's that kind of person of like the main influence for all of us in this modern era, because he's been living the true black metal years, and he could adapt all the imaginary, the concept of Behemoth to a modern age and a modern concept, and mixing with different stuff from arts, from, I don't know, I remember when they started to wear all that masks with fur and jewel, and it was like, what kind of stuff is that? We never could imagine that black metal could have something like that. And yes, it's possible, and that's amazing, because I mean, probably Nergal has been searching for references in art to make a different stuff with their outfits on stage, and why not using these kind of things? It's okay. It's something different and something that you've never seen before. So great, awesome.
Yeah, that's true. I also read that you were, or maybe are, modeling for some brands. Can you also tell me, like, did you find the brands to model for, or did they contact you? How is it going? And like, are you happy about it? What do you think, like, about people from, I don't know, metal scene modeling for brands?
Well, I started modeling just because my boyfriend had a friend that was working like an alternative model, and she asked him that if I like to come with her to a photo session. And well, I was young, I had nothing to do, I was studying, so I had a lot of free time, and I thought, why not? Okay. And the first photo shoot that I did, it was awful, because they tried to dress me like a pinup doll, and I like that, just seeing the pictures, but not for myself. I was like with the pearl collar, with a big dress, and my hair was like this with a lot of volume, and wow, that was awful to see. But then I realized that obviously if you want to be involved in art, you can do a lot of different stuff, from photography, music, I don't know, literature. But photography for me was just like something to do, because it could be funny, just to try a different stuff at that time of my life. So I started to attend a lot of extreme metal shows in my hometown, and I discovered a lot of bands that was searching for some models, some girls to promote their merch, taking pictures and that stuff. And I thought that, okay, why not? I've been doing this before, so okay. And then when I posted one pic, somebody just seen it and they wrote me a message asking me if I wanted to do that for their bands, and that was my beginning with the alternative modeling for bands. And well, I remember that I won a contest for Jeffrey Campbell. That was a brand for shoes that I really loved, because there was like crazy stuff, like platforms like 20 centimeters and things like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. With a lot of spikes and studs, and it was like, wow, this is heavy. And I thought that I won this contest a lot of years ago, and the prize was to have a photo session, and they just bring you a pair of boots for free. And for me, it was like, oh my God, wow, great. I do it. And that was my thing with modeling, because I started to feel like bored of doing always the same stuff. You know, a photographer asked you if you wanted to take some pics, and there was like, okay, I have to look for some outfits and spend money on that I really want to spend on going to shows, on equipment for myself. And I thought that this is something that I won't do anymore, because I don't really enjoy it, and I stopped doing that. So I have some friends from that time, like Antonio Secret, that it's an amazing photographer from Madrid, and he works with bands for promotional pics and that stuff. So I'm just doing that from time to time, or if he needs something from me, I'm sure I'll be there if you need me, but nothing else, because I got very, very sick of that kind of world of modeling.
I see. That's a very interesting point of view. I mean, because obviously, especially like with your new role in Nervosa, I think that more brands are going to contact you, you know, just because it always happens like that. So it's really interesting, like, to hear your point of view. I guess that I have just the last question is about social media. Mm-hmm. And maybe promoting yourself, promoting Bloodhunter, maybe Nervosa. Do you use them? I know that you do, but I mean, how active you are there, and maybe which one is your favorite social media and why?
You know, it's happening to me almost the same like with photography. In the beginning, mm-hmm. I really loved social media, because it was like, okay, I can talk with anybody just in 1 second. I can see what they are doing with the stories, and that was like my TV in the morning. I just woke up, drink a coffee, and open the Instagram account just to see the stories of anybody. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of crazy, because that's not real life. Everybody is posting things about what they love the most, or things that are beautiful, but they don't post, I feel like, shit, this has been a very bad day, or I broke my leg. You know, it's something like a world of fairy tales that I don't believe anymore. So I think we all need social media, because that's the way of promoting ourselves in this time that we are living, and that we can play shows right now. And so you have to work through these tools. But I'm admit that I'm kind of tired, and I've not been posting a lot of things these last weeks, because it's like, okay, I just want to post something that I'm really enjoying to do, or something that I've been working on, but not a pic in my house again with my dog, or about what I've been eating. Who cares? It's stupid sometimes. We are so worried about what to post. I have to post something because I've been doing other stuff, and okay, I have to show. I don't know. It's crazy. I think they are great tools for these times, but that's all for me. I think I'm gonna use it in a different way, I think, from the past. And yes, with Bloodhunter, I try to check all the social media, and I think my fave from all times has been YouTube, because I watch a lot of content there, but I admit that Instagram got my heart these days because everything is like more personal, and YouTube, I don't know if people that uses YouTube just is changing the content, or I don't know, but with Reels, I think it's the name of the that thing that you can at Instagram, or Instagram TV, or all that kind of stuff. It's like there's a lot of things that you can do, and posting a video here and then another in the other social media, it's like too much.
Yeah, that is true. I'm also very tired of social media, but I just understand that if I don't do anything like with IGNEA, then it's like we will be off the radar.
Yeah.
That's why, like, what I do, I try not to really scroll the feed, you know. I try to come up with something like a content plan. I post things. I just, you know, open the app to post something, and then I quit. So and that's it. Of course, yeah. So of course I reply to comments, because I know, again, that if you do reply to everything, that it brings your post up. So I mean, and I love to be in contact with our listeners. I really love, and we are friends with a lot of them. But yeah, I'm tired, and I've been to the mountains for a couple of days, and I was like, finally, no connection. Finally.
Yeah. That was the same for me when we were to record this new album of Nervosa, because we've been in a big house in the middle of Malaga, in the south of Spain, in the mountains. There was nobody else around, so we have no data there. So there was no connection at all. There was terrible. So it was like, okay, some weeks without Instagram, Facebook, that's amazing. Yeah, because I admit that sometimes I feel a bit angry, because you know, you've been working in a post about your last video clip or something, and it's like 2,000 reactions, and then you post a single pic in your house doing this, and like 10,000 reactions.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like, no way. So delete all the time. Just it's like no more hearts, no more smiles, no more emojis about this tuber. I won't post this anymore. So that's all for me.
Oh yeah, I can understand you in full. I won't take your time anymore. Thank you so much for this cool conversation. I really loved it a lot, and I wish you good luck with Nervosa.
Thank you so much.
I hope that we all will get back to touring soon, and maybe we will share the stage someday. It would be really, really cool.
I've been listening to your previous album, I don't know. I remember myself going to my job, my car, and all the time, Alexandria. I really love the album. So I've been, since that day that I saw you on stage, for me it was like, wow, she's awesome, because your presence, that control of your voice with mixing clean vocals and growls, for me was like, wow, so powerful. That's not very common, because obviously there are a lot of good singers, but not everybody mix growls with cleans. Normally it's like fry screaming with cleans or something like that, and for me it was like, yeah, that's she's fun. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You make me flattered.
No way.
Yes.